Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the World Series here in the Denver Bears franchise. In game number 1 in the World Series, it was a good one. Jesse Winker has come to life here in the World Series. Finally, after hitting below 200 going into the series, he went deep 3 times in game number 1, setting up an excellent start to this series as we won 8-7 in game number 1. In game 2, I did not actually record it. I did this on accident, but we did end up losing 7-4. It looked like the Detroit Tigers actually had very good hitting with runners in scoring position, and that was the key to this game. We ended up scoring 4 runs in the middle innings. We ended up going up by 1. That should be 3 runs in the middle innings, but we scored 1 late. We could not continue to put runs on the board, and now we find ourselves here in game number 3 on the road here in Detroit for the first time, and we will see what happens. We have 3 straight games in Detroit. Things could fall apart quickly if we start to slide, but I think our offense is up for the task. So here we go. Matt Manning on the mound for the Tigers as he will face Mike Salucci on the mound for the Denver Bears. And that's going to bring up Jesse Winker. Hit 3 home runs in game number 1. This one's over the middle, and this one's crushed. He continues to hit the ball well. This one is his 4th home run of the World Series, 414. It was absolutely crushed, left right over the middle of the plate. Exit velocity of 108. I mean, absolutely crushed by Winker. 1-0 for the Bears on the road here, as that brings up Jeffrey Ramos, who came into the World Series as our hottest hitter. He has cooled down a little bit. This is going to be a fly out to center field, but we have the 1-run lead here going into the bottom of the first. Here is Salucci, 1.50 ERA, 1 whip, and he has been excellent for us. He had a 1 start, pitched 6 innings, so we'll see how he can do here in the World Series as he makes his debut here. Is the first batter of the game is Pello, and he hits one up the middle. And Detroit is so good at getting base hits. That's what they do. They don't really go deep necessarily, but just hitting the ball well. Here is Memphis kneeling in that 4 spot with 2 outs, goes the opposite field, and this will get to the gap. The Detroit Tigers tie it up at 1. This is what they do. They answer back. This is the one team I've seen that answers back to everything that we do. As that brings up Christian Pache hitting in that 5 spot, hitting 283 in the playoffs. This one is just a ground ball to CJ Abrams. Hard throw to first, will get him, but it is 1-1. Another good classic game is coming up in this one. So here we go in the second inning. This is Gavin Lux to the plate, 99 overall. They have 2 of them on their team, along with Lux and Ronald Acuna, who is hitting in that 3 spot. That brings up Jorge Alfaro to the plate. And Salucci cannot hit the zone. That brings up the shortstop, Yu Chang, to the plate. He hits one to left field. This one's going to be in the gap. Benito does cut it off, but a throw to third base will not be in time, and our runner comes across to score. It is 2-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. As this inning continues, this brings up Edward Pello, and he walks. And we do not want to face Acuna in that 3 spot. That brings up Gilberto Jimenez, who is 0 for 1 in this game. This one will be a shallow fly ball left field. Ozuna is going to come up throwing. They will tag on this pop-up, and it will be a sacrifice fly. And it is 3-1 here for Detroit. As now that brings up Acuna, 0 for 1. It's Salucci, throws on the outside half, and it's going to be called strike 3, the changeup. He will not pass at that pitch, but it will get us out of the inning. Now on to the top of the 4th inning. Here is Brian Reynolds trying to get going. Matt Manning fools him on that inside pitch. Pop out right back to him. That brings up Winker for a second at bat. Already went deep earlier. This one's just a tapper in front of the mound, and it will be thrown onto first. 2 outs in this inning. Jeffrey Ramos back at the plate now. Inside fastball. And we do get a runner on board here in the 4th as that brings up Jared Walsh, who has kind of been struggling so far in the playoffs. That's going to be a strike 3. He was a part of that Will Benson trade, and he has paid dividends in the regular season. We'll see if he can come through, but he'll need to get that bat hot quickly. On to the bottom of the 5th inning. Mike Salucci pitching pretty well. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Zion Storm jump throw to first, and that is in time. Zion Storm showing off the arm and the glove. And that brings up Acuna, 0 for 2 today. Hard ground ball. This one gets past Storm, as they do have a runner on first, but Acuna's thinking two on a routine hit up the middle, and he's going to be safe. Acuna with that great speed, 92. As that does draw the line for us. We bring in Derek Rodriguez to hopefully get us out of this inning. We just need to get out of this little bit of a jam because Acuna has speed at second. That brings up Memphis Nealon, who hits one hard to right field. This one's down. A throw home by Ramos. It's on target and safe. Acuna with an excellent slide. The throw was right there, but just the slide, just getting around the tag. Acuna gets the hand in there, and he's going to be called safe. It's a 4-1 game here for the Tigers. As now that brings up Christian Pache. Derek Rodriguez only thrown 6 pitches so far. He has a walk. That brings up Joe Rizzo. He walks too. So Derek Rodriguez comes in to get us out of this inning, and he walks a couple of guys, and now the bases are loaded. Gavin Lux at the plate, 1 for 2, but it's just a ground ball to Zion. It will be a throw on to first, but now we're down 4-1 here as we go into the second half of this game now, into the top of the 6th inning. This is C.J. Abrams at the plate. He's hitting the ball well the last couple of years, and he starts us out with the leadoff single here in the 6th inning. He's got good speed as well. As that rolls over the top of our lineup, bringing up Benito to the plate, 0 for 2 today. But this one he strokes to left center. This one's going to get all the way to the wall, and that one will knock off the top of the wall, and a throw home will not be in time. CJ's got the speed. He scores from first base. 2-4 game now, and we have a runner in scoring position now with no outs. That's going to bring up Brian Reynolds, who goes the opposite field on this one, but it looks like it's just going to be a routine pop-up to Pache playing in left field. As that one will be the end of Matt Manning as they go to the bullpen and bring in Joey Wentz. And we've already seen him in game number 1. He might have appeared in game number 2 as well. As that brings up Jesse Winker, the changeup. Too much change of speed, and he does whiff at that one. And that's going to bring up Ramos with 2 outs. Hard ground ball to the right side, but we will not get Benito in. Only 1 run doing in that inning. As now we move on to the bottom of the 6th. We do keep Derek Rodriguez in the game, but he gives up a hit right away up the middle. And Derek Rodriguez has been a guy who has not had a ton of innings in the regular season, but he has been a guy who can relieve for us with those long innings. And Atlas Luntich is that second guy we have as our long reliever. He comes in to relieve Derek Rodriguez, and right away he gives up a shot to right field by Edward Pello, the leadoff batter, and he does drive in 1 run. He's got 64 speed as well, and he makes it all the way to third. It's now a 5-2 game for the Detroit Tigers, and now we are in trouble, down by 3. Runner on third base. That's going to bring up the next batter. Ramos is under this one, but this one is deep in right field. A throw home. Ramos has a good arm, but it will be up the line, off line as well. And now it is 6-2 here in game number 3. So we continue this inning now. Ronald Acuna at the plate. Outside slider, and it will be fielded by Zion Storm. We will get out of this inning down by 4, though. We have some catching up to do. C.J. Abrams in to hit now. 1 for 2 today. 2-1 pitch will be over the middle, and he crushes this one deep to right field. This one's got carry. It reaches the wall. It's a home run for C.J. Abrams, a guy that has not had that home run power for us, but he's been a solid contributor. He's hitting that 8 spot, that 9 spot when we have a DH, and he has been excellent at the plate, and he does bring it to within 3 runs. I'll take that for a start. Daniel Norris comes in out of the bullpen for the Tigers to hopefully get them out of this inning. And now with 1 out, Benito at the plate. Outside changeup. He watches that one. So now we have a man on first base here with 1 out. Brian Reynolds comes up to the plate. 1 right over the middle. And it's just a fly ball to center field. That one could have been grooved well. 2 outs as that brings up Jesse Winker. 1 for 3 with that homer in the first inning. High pitch, and that one is ball 4. And now we have guys on second and first, and now a chance to tie this one up with 1 swing of the bat. But Ramos just ahead of that curveball. Ground ball to short. Yu Chang with the throw across his body, and will get the out at first base. On to the top of the 9th inning. This is going to be Nick Frey in the pitch to get the save here Jared Walsh, who has been struggling in the playoffs, will fly out, and that's the first out of the inning. 2 outs away from a 2-1 series lead for the Tigers, as that brings up Nolan Arenado to the plate, who's been hitting very well in the playoffs, and he strikes out. And now 2 outs. Chris Stewart at the plate now, hitting in that 7th spot. This one will be low and a strikeout looking on the changeup, and the Detroit Tigers take advantage of their home field and will take this series 2-1. As now we move on to game number 4. Edward Pello went 2 for 4. He had player of the game today. Matt Manning pitched pretty good, 5 1/3 innings. Only gave up 2 runs. CJ Abrams went 2 for 3 for us and 1 for 3 for Jesse Winker with that home run. He continues that home run streak. And now we move on to game number 4. So now in game 4, I said that I did misrecord the game number 2, so I apologize for that. So I will have the quick manage in this game. As you can just see, Denver takes the 1-run lead in the first inning, and we will see if we can keep it up. Coffer on the mound for us in the 3rd inning. He gives up a run, 2 hits doing for the Detroit Tigers. As now we move on to the bottom of the 4th inning, 2 singles given up by Joe Rizzo and Gavin Lux, and we will get out of that jam. On to the 5th inning now, bases loaded, and Jeffrey Ramos with a single. Zion Storm with a bases clearing double. It is now a 5-1 game, as another single by Chris Stewart will score Zion Storm, who has great speed, and it is now 6-1 as we have a comfortable lead here going into the 5th inning. But the Detroit Tigers, like I said, they are one of the best teams I've seen that answers back. They get 1 run back, and now we move on to the bottom of the 6th. Coffer still on the mound. He does give up a couple of base runners, and a double play gets us out of the 6th. So we move on to the top of the 7th, where we add 1 more. Zion Storm with the double scores Ramos, and now it is 7-2. Coffer still on the mound here in the 7th inning, and you got to think you don't want to risk anything here. We go to our bullpen, bring in DeAnthony Pierre, and he gets us out of the bottom of the 7th. On to the 8th inning. DeAnthony still on the mound. He gets us out of the 8th as well. As we move on to the 9th inning, in the final frame, DeAnthony Pierre still on the mound. 1 out, 2 outs, and we get the 3rd. 7-2 victory here in game number 4. We win this one 7-2 off of 8 hits. Zion Storm had 2 doubles, 4 RBIs in this one. He definitely did work. It's a good thing that Zion Storm is our starting second baseman, because I really like his tools, and I always thought that he was a starter, because for the longest time we had him as just a utility guy, but I've always thought that he had some clutch in him, as he doesn't have a ton of power, but for some reason he always seems to hit the ball well to the gaps and over the wall. So the series is tied 2-2. We do have 1 more game in Detroit before returning to Denver, so we'll see what Justin Maxwell can do in game number 5, as it's now a 3-game series, a best of 3. Both teams seem to be evenly matched, so we'll have to see what happens. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned, let's get it, let's go.
I like getting money, I got time to get it. Target on me, so my car's a tinted. Dancing with the devil, I don't bargain with it. Bobbing in the dash, and the stick is with it. And I hit the 4-5 on the west side, but I'm from the east side. This how we slide, this how we ride, yeah, this how we